Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh, and thank you so much for jumping into another video. Let's talk about the stock market and what actually happened when the market opened up this morning, coming back from the 4th of July weekend. The S&P 500 did a gap down, which hasn't totally been filled yet. We're going to take a look at the chart together. But the market pretty much most of the day today ran down. Many of the stocks, many of the best day trade stocks ran down, but also had some good movement in the up position to take profit, to make profit if you were day trading them, which is primarily what I love to talk about, what I love to share, and showing you the best stocks to do that. Remember, in a down market, even when things are going south, there's still a lot of opportunities to make money as long as your plan is to get in and out of those stocks during the day and to use support and resistance levels as well as candlestick patterns to do it. If you continue to follow me or you subscribe to the channel, then you're going to see a lot of videos about that, as well as me sharing with you about the specific companies and why I believe they are the best stocks for you to trade. Anyway, enough about that. A little bit of an intro for all the newbies that are here. Thank you so much for those of you that have subscribed. We had a great turnout of subscribers over the weekend, and I just thank you. I can't tell you from the bottom of my heart how much I appreciate you being here, because for me, it's not about having a YouTube channel. It's about building a community, and we're going to be doing that with a Discord that I've created for average Joe day traders of who wants to be part of that Discord. And if you go down in the description, you're going to see a link to request an invite to join the Discord. So please, if you feel like you want to do that, it's free. We're not charging anybody, at least not up front. There'll be a max number of people we allow in. And then at some point, we'll have to make a decision about charging for individuals to be part of the Discord. Anyway, S&P 500 had this huge gap down, and there was a lot of news coming out of the weekend that caused it. Tesla, which also we'll go and look at, had probably the worst result in the stock market today, the worst downtrend result in the stock market today. And unfortunately, coming out of the weekend, there was a lot of banter back and forth on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it. So between Elon Musk and Donald Trump, who went from friends to frenemies, and they're not playing well together. Donald Trump keeps threatening to deport Elon back to South Africa, and Elon has now put out there in social media that he wants to start a new political party. So, I don't necessarily laugh at the idea. I just laugh at the fact that it's like two, schoolyard playground bullies going back and forth using social media to do it. And it's like, come on, guys, just kiss and make up so we can, all be on the same page and everyone helping each other and, really making this country better. But anyway, we have all this nonsense. And so what happens when we have that type of nonsense? Tesla drops significantly. I have a significant position in Tesla for long-term hold. Not thrilled, right, with where it is now, but it's okay. It'll recover. And the stock market itself overall went down. We also are facing the regurgitation of the tariff news. I really believe that it was built into the stock market, built into the price of a lot of companies, this whole tariff thing, but it proved today that it wasn't. Many of my favorite day trade stocks, APLD, WULF, BBAI, many of these favorites, ran down. They had a down run day. Now, I'm not going to tell you there weren't opportunities to make money, and I did, but they were not as strong of opportunities like we've seen in the past. And if you consider we came out of a very strong week last week, you needed a retest. We need a little bit of a breather, but the news absolutely drove the market down. And I'm going to tell you that as a day trader, as a retail trader, it is disappointing because, for somebody who likes to sit down and track and trend the companies, the stocks, understand by analyzing its trend and know what it does each day, like APLD, every day, just about every day, at 9:30 bell has a hard drop. And then once it levels off about a half hour, an hour in, that's a great entry point to get in, and it runs back up. Okay, pretty much does that every single day. But, at the end of the day, when the market is running on emotion and not on statistics or analysis, well, that's when the stock market is truly volatile and very hard to trade in. So let's jump into the charts. Let me show you a little bit about what happened last night into this morning, all the way through the day. So this is the S&P 500. You can see here, market closed on July 3rd at 5 o'clock is when the actual market itself shut down. And the S&P 500 was at a high of 625.02, closed at, let's see here, 625.01. And then when the market opened last night, 8 p.m., you see, and I always run the 15-minute chart. I love the 15 minutes, and that's usually where I make my entry and exit, just sharing a bit of my strategy. And then I'll watch it on the 30-minute, sometimes the 1 hour, and I'll come back to the 15-minute to understand really what's going on, potentially to make my exit. But anyway, we opened up with this huge gap down. You can see even this, the moving average shows it down, and we opened up at 623.50. So about a difference of $2 per share. Then it ran kind of horizontal and down through this, pre-market, we'll call it, continued on that trend. When we got to this morning at 4 a.m., it was sitting at $622.74. Never kind of really recovered through that until we had this beautiful pump at 5:45, and it ran back up, and then it continued up, and it didn't really necessarily fill the gap. Okay, so if you look at the top of my line at the 0.54%, we still have room here. There's still a room to fill this gap, which is good, not a bad thing. But look, the S&P 500 pretty much just dumped all day long. Not really a great opportunity. It had this beautiful double tweezer bottom right here, and we thought that this potentially was going to be the up run, and it kind of did. But when the market closed, then it ran back down and ran up a little bit. So the S&P 500, not a great result today. Let's go in and look at some of the average Joe day trade best stocks to look at and just kind of look at performance. So you're going to see first and foremost Ford. Ford was kind of the winner this morning. So when the market opened, you did have a nice run up, an opportunity to make some money there, but then spent the majority of the day running in it down. Another little opportunity here, nothing I would have been excited about. SoundHound is the winner today, though. Very nice, very nice. And I actually am going to be creating a video just about SoundHound. I want to share with you guys specific to the company and what it's doing, but it's got had some nice momentum today. Had an opportunity to get in at the low, $10.48, ride it all the way to the high of $11.62. Basically a dollar, $1.15 plus. That's a nice run for the day. GTX also had a nice run up today and then went horizontal. Serve Robotics is one I love, but dumped this morning and for the most of into the afternoon until about 1:15 in the afternoon, and then it had a solid run up. So you could have gotten in here about $10.10, ran it all the way up to $10.40. So a 30-cent twist. But hey, if you bought 1,000 shares at $10 and 10 cents or $10.05, had an opportunity to make some good money. APLD, my favorite. Listen, APLD is living in its channel. Let me go to the 30-minute for you, show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so APLD pretty much lives within this channel here and just continues to track and trend in there. I lost my level there. There it is. But it had a hard drop today. It took a hard fall today. Let's go back to the 15-minute. And you're going to see that it dumped with the market, it dumped with NVDA, it dumped with the SPY. And then it had a little bit of an opportunity of a run up today where you could have made your money there. I did not day trade APLD today. Ran up today, came back down. And right now in this post market, in the overnight trading, you see that it's up. It's at $9.83 from it closed at $9.66. But until it gets back in that $10 range, I won't be really happy with it, but we'll see what happens. And APLD is my favorite, one of my favorite companies. We'll see what happens with it. BBAI, as I shared with you guys, listen, I'm not disappointed in BBAI. It had a nice day today. It ran down in the morning with everything else, had a nice run back up. You could have made some money in, ran back down, and then continued up to closing. Two really strong opportunities to make money in BBAI. Hopefully some of you took it. I bought 100 shares of BBAI. I want to say I got in somewhere around, I want to say somewhere around $7.35, $7.36. I'm in profit right now, right? but I'm letting it sit. I really bought it more as a long-term hold, but we'll see what it does tomorrow. And obviously, I've set my stop loss on it. So if it runs down from here, I'll sell it, let it drop back down, and do it again. Wash, rinse, repeat, guys. IMGOLD, nice opportunity to make some money in IMGOLD today. IAG, CX, CEMEX, Cement, not really anything going on with that today. A lot of abandoned babies everywhere here. Not a good sign for it for tomorrow. Grab, also a very nice result in it today. Look at this beautiful upward momentum. You had a chance to get in it at $4.81 and run it all the way up to $5.05. And SLDB, which is solid bioscience, not really much to call right home about. You could have gotten in here at the low, about $4 and I don't know, 80 cents, and let it run all the way up, but wasn't something I was excited about. I wasn't in it. Wolf is another story. I picked up 500 shares of Wolf, and I did that at about, we've got $4.68, somewhere around there. And it closed at 476, sitting at 476 right now. Not a great run today, but I'm in it because it had some beautiful highs recently, over $5.47, and it's believed it's going to return there. This dip, based on news, guys, buy the dip. Just my opinion. That's what I do, not financial advice. All right. So listen, market opportunities today. I'm going to throw up on the screen for you real quick the average Joe DT new ones. So this list right here, I'm going to put up on the list, that list for you. I would recommend you pause here so you can write those down. Do some research, do your own due diligence on these stocks. All the ones I'm talking about, you got to do your own homework on. You've got to make sure that you're looking at them and understanding what's going on with them before you jump in. I also am working on a video for QUBT and QBTS. Love these stocks. Didn't have great performance with them today because of what the news was doing, but the quantums usually perform very well. So guys, just know chances are once we clear some of this, news, it's going to run up. But OKLO had a beautiful run. It's at a $55 range. Could have got in at 51, made about $4 per share. Had a high of 56.75. Nice run today. SMR is another one. Had a really nice run today. Again, $34 up to about a high of 36, almost $37. Pony, not one I even looked at today. I saw this consistent downward trend, said it was not going to be anything I'm happy about today. We talked about APLD. TMC, same thing, ran down. NVTS also ran down, but I'm kind of happy with this rundown. And if you've watched my videos, my brother-in-law day trades this every day. So it was at $5.99, back to $6.17. Not a bad place to get into it. But again, not financial advice, but some really nice opportunity to make about 40, 50 cents per share, depending on what it does through the pre-market when it opens up tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. We also have the mid-priced ones, IONQ, Ionic. Had some interesting opportunities today, kind of some fake out, right? Huge opening candle. But Ionic kind of does that every morning open. You see this huge red candle, okay? Huge run just the day itself. Huge, during the pre-post market, huge red candle. It's sort of the trend. So if you learn the trends, then this is a good one to trade, but it's at a $45 price range, a little expensive. Rocket Labs performed today. Look at this, guys. You had a low of $35.28 all the way to $39.20. CCL Carnival had a huge monster nice candle, ran down most of the day, didn't touch it. Intel, INTC, also ran down. Not really the one to look at today. And then there's some high dollar movers. Tesla, like I said, and I wanted to show this to you guys. Horrible performance today. Literally, just starting out from the day before. So was at 317 or 315 at the low, gap down, tried to recover a little bit, continued on this down all day. Then at 415 when the market opened, another hard drop. Listen, Elon, stop talking about creating political parties because you're causing this stock to go in the toilet. But the good news is we've got a little recovery from the point of about 2:45 in the afternoon. It's been on a consistent run even through the pre-market, and through this, overnight 24 hours, sitting at 295.68. We'll see what happens, but nothing stellar. It was at, I think, almost $375 about 2 weeks ago. NVDA, guys, I'm just going to tell you right now, NVIDIA had a bit of a drop. NVIDIA is going to have a nice recovery. So keep an eye on that. Palantir, I shared with you guys several weeks ago. I got in it at about, what was it, $129 or $130 per share, sitting at $138.89 right now. So I'm up, about almost $9 per share. And I did pick up quite a bit of it, knowing that this was going to run. Palantir and BBAI. Okay. AMD had a hard run down, and I don't typically trade AMD much, but it always shows as a good, solid company. It's not going anywhere. Hood had a nice performance, which is Robinhood, the trading platform. Did the drop with everything else. And SMCI had a hard drop, kind of ran horizontal a little bit. It's horizontal now, $46.96. So let me throw up on the screen for you real quick those stocks. I went through them pretty quick. So here is the mid-price stocks, and pause if you want to write those down. Here is the high dollar movers. Go ahead and pause if you want to write those down. And I'll give it to you one more time. The newest list, the new ones I'm looking at. Here they are, a little bit lower value. So that's it, guys. Listen, be careful. Watch the market in the morning and see what it's doing. Look at the S&P 500, see what it's doing. This tariff news is poison right now. They had until July 9th for countries to make decisions and negotiate. That has been extended to August 1st, but they sent out letters from the White House that were supposed to be sent out at noon today to many countries, basically saying, hey, you know what, poop or get off the pot, make a decision what you're doing. Otherwise, we're going to enforce a tariff against you. And a lot of countries, apparently from what I understand, have come forward and said, yes, we want to negotiate, but we haven't had any deals yet. So we're waiting to see what kind of deals. And obviously, we got to get past this Elon garbage with Elon Musk and what's happening, with the big, beautiful bill. Everybody's sort of trying to understand that. So there's just a lot to be volatile about. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. If you hadn't subscribed yet, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time we upload a new video. And hey, I'm loving the comments, guys. Drop me some comments below. Let me know what you're doing, where you're from. Ask me any question you want. I'll do the best to answer. And look for that Discord invite link below, and we'll start getting that going. Just so you know up front, it's going to be mostly just texting. I'll probably do some live feeds where we can jump in and have some introduction, have a little dialogue, get to know each other, building this community. But guys, thanks so much for being here. Josh out. Peace.